before we get into this video, please understand where I come from when it comes to presidential approval rating. I could give a fuck about presidential approval rating. I give a fuck about approval rating when it comes to policies. If you want to ask the general public what they think about this specific policy, then we'll take a look at that approval rating. What is the approval rating for access to abortion? What's your approval rating for gay marriage? What's your approval rating for tariffs? What's your approval rating for this or that? When it comes to presidential approval rating, I really don't give a fuck. But all of a sudden, MAGA wants to discuss approval ratings. And I just did a video talking about how Democrats have an historically low approval rating right now, and rightfully so. But what you're not hearing from MAGA is how Donald Trump has the worst first 100-day approval rating of any president in 80 years. And that's a fact. He has the worst first 100-day approval rating of any president in 8 decades. The second worst was his first 100-day approval rating in 2017. So he has the worst and second worst first 100-day approval rating of any president in 8 decades. MAGA doesn't want to talk about that. But when asked about that, MAGA is willing to blame Joe Biden for it. Paying the price for Biden, GOP senator blames ex-president for Trump's bad polling. Senator John Kennedy, Republican of Louisiana, suggested former President Joe Biden was to blame for President Donald Trump's poor approval rating on ending the war in Ukraine. Really? There are brand new polling numbers that we've got out today that the American people do not think President Trump is handling this well, Fox News host Shannon Bream told Kennedy on Sunday. His job approval on handling Russia and Ukraine is at 36% and 39%, respectively. I'll try to do this in Kennedy's voice, but I don't do impersonations very well. I think, Shannon, America is paying the price right now for President Biden's appeasement, Kennedy replied. The Biden people believed in diplomacy first, last, and always. We're in a knife fight with Russia and China and Iran, and the Biden people wanted to quote Socrates to them. Let's just pause before we go on with this video any further. You say we're paying the price for Biden's appeasement? Biden was helping supply the weapons and equipment needed to push back on Russia. Trump's pulling out of that. Trump's proposal to end the Ukraine-Russian war gives Russia everything it wants. All of the land that it has already taken, Russia gets to keep in Donald Trump's version of ending this war. That's appeasement. We push on. Putin has reneged on every promise that he has made to President Trump, he added. I think that Putin thinks that America has taken the bullet train to Chumptown. I think he thinks we're afraid of him. He has jacked around President Trump at every turn. He has disrespected our president. What does that have to do with Joe Biden? If Donald Trump was this figure that commands respect, like you fucking clowns say, like he portrays himself to be, he should be able to walk into that room and own it. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump said it would be easy to end this war. He knows Putin, he knows Zelensky, he knows both of their strengths and both of their weaknesses, and it would take him a day to get them both on the phone and tell them what's going to happen and end this war. But as you aptly pointed out, Putin is pushing Trump around. And Trump can't stand up to him. Oh, he can talk about him every now and again in a post on Truth Social, but is he actually pushing back on him in any meaningful way? No. There's your appeasement, and it's got nothing to do with Joe Biden, and everything to do with the spineless nature of Donald Trump when it comes to Vladimir Putin.